Let's go, let's go, let's go. You are officially in the Michigan Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave, your place for in all things Michigan football. Sorry we missed y'all last week. Hey man, things happen from time to time, so if y'all don't like it, go drop a couple sponsorship dollars and ads.
He's doing
We'll
it for
be
the
on here.
walk.
We'll
All
be on here
that.
bi-weekly.
We'll be on here consistently at that point. So
Life happened.
life happens. But anyways,
Like your favorite DJ.
we're here now. Unfortunately, we had to tap back in after the L. We're not just gonna run from anything. That's not what we do on this podcast.
I can't even
So
get right now.
we gotta keep it up. We gotta keep it a buck, man. So we're gonna talk about the lay of the land. Where we go from here, adjustments that need to be made that obviously haven't been made to this point. So we'll just jump in with that, man. Obviously, the quarterback change happened, and to me, I'm trying to really like read deeper than what just you see on the screen. Like I'm trying to jump in Sharon Moore's mind and see what the hell he be thinking. So
It's tough, ain't it?
yeah, because here's my thing, and we said it.
I hope you say it.
We were lucky. We were lucky to get past USC with that way we were playing, and it's just to me it's almost ignorance to think you're gonna go through an entire season winning like that, bro. Like I'm sorry, I said it when we beat USC. That felt like a lucky win. We were able to break a long run from 60 yards with a couple of minutes left down the whole. Like it's not a sustainable model. I've been saying that, and
We scraped by. I'm gonna use your phrase. That was a slot bucket.
yeah, it was a slot bucket.
Slop.
It was a shot off the glass.
Well, what
So
made it worse is, bro, like just real quick, what made it worse is that it looked like we had hope, you know what I'm saying?
it looked like we had hope.
Then just to just piss down his leg like that.
And they told me it was raining. Yeah, so I guess where I'm landing with all this is, to me, if Tuttle was healthy and you've seen him all week, it's almost like you're too scared of a coach to hear what the backlash is going to be if you start him and it don't work out. Then everybody named Mama is going to be like, "Oh, Orgy was doing what we needed." Da 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 da. Right? And that's what you should have done if you felt like he was the guy. He's healthy now. It's time to roll with this. Thank you for it. Orgy to me was serving as a backup role. Like, you know how your backup comes in for a game or two in the NFL and gets a win? You're like, all right, that's all we needed you for. All right, we have a real halfway serviceable quarterback here. Hey, man, don't worry about the backlash. I'm the coach. This all going to fall on me anyways. Put the guy in you want
You're my guy.
and roll with that, dog. To me, that shows like I know he's a newer coach. It shows you're scared of the heat, the pressure, instead of just being like I'm standing on all 10, doing what I know is best. Now, I would assume y'all agree, but B, it looked like you want to add to that.
It shows you might need to go cry one out, but I'll digress. But it's been some coaching malpractice, bro. Like, again, to your point, you're scared of what people are going to say. It's like, this is the locker room. This is us. This is our brotherhood. I ain't worried about none of the noise outside of this locker room because that's what you tell the players. You're like, don't be distracted about the stuff going on outside the locker room. Stay in here. So just like you said, man, it looks like he's scared to make a decision based off of what people are going to say about him. And then my thing is why it looks even dumber to wait almost a quarter and a half and then put him in. You know what I'm saying? Like
Down 14-0.
Now you're putting his back up against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to clean up this guy's mess, plus go out there and perform. So, like, I feel like it was a bad situation to put him in. The week before, you had at the beginning of the week named Orgy the quarterback. Why not? You seeing that all week before the game start? All right, Tuttle, we going with you. You know what I'm saying? Orgy, we ain't seen enough. I just don't get it. I don't get the decision making, bro. like you said, trying to get in his head right now is just like what you said. It's like you can't, somebody that's scared and frantic, you can't understand what they're doing because it's just not, it's so out of the norm.
You get paid the big
Not
bucks to
logical.
make those decisions. Like
Bruh.
that's why some of the best coaches, like they do the weirdest stuff. Like how many times was Belichick doing stuff? People like, yo, what?
You
Like
didn't get a first-round draft pick at receiver ever?
Right.
Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like he just figured it out always. Obviously towards the end, but y'all know what I'm saying. He's a goat in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like he didn't care one shit about anything anybody had to say. Like, hey, this is my sword, and I'm gonna die on it the way I want to die on it at the end of the day.
Right.
So, go ahead, King.
I mean, just my emotional drunk reaction, immediate reaction was to blame Tuttle. But when you step back and look at the whole scheme of things, it's like
He put him in a
ain't
bad situation.
this ain't week to week. This is it is week to week because we don't know what we're gonna get week to week, but it's a culmination of mishaps, miscoach steps, and all that because our defense ain't playing too well either. And that's a compliment to the offense too. But we're it's like the defensive play calling ain't that great either. Like we're blitzing when we don't need to and giving up big plays because I mean it's just like I said, it's a culmination of coaching and evaluation because if you're not the only one to say that. This has been on all around social media. Was Jack Tuttle the game plan the whole time? You know what I'm saying? Like just to bring him in down 14-0, it's like, oh, okay, we know you can ball. Go get us a win. Like now you got the confidence to put him in down 14-0. He just, I don't know. Like I'm confused, bro. Not content. Hey, I changed from content to confused now. And I don't no homo. I mean, you know.
Go ahead, B.
A-Train. I do got one more thing to say about the Tuttle situation. I can't totally absolve him because you have 7 years to figure this out. Whatever it is, you've been there for a long time.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Hey, not all at Michigan.
Real quick, B, to add to that, he was behind 2 first-round draft picks in Penix and McCarthy, our guy.
Need you to pick up something and be ready to go in that bad boy. It still was a bad situation, but hey, dog, if you, I'm gonna go back into that because I got some more to say about Sharon, and our overall athletic department because how are we in an arms race for the top talent in the transfer portal with the alumni we got? You sitting here looking. If I'm Sharon, I'm like, yeah, dog, I need some help, alumni. You know what I'm saying? I need some money. Go get me a quarterback. Like, you were just like, hey, we're good.
Yeah. And I mean, the pushback against that, people, the argument is JJ, he announced so late when he was going to leave, and Harbaugh as well. They wasn't like immediate boom. So they saying by the time it was official, any good quarterback was gone that would have possibly came because if JJ were to stay, you're not going to transfer to Michigan. You're not going to start over him. So it was kind of like that. I don't know how true that is. I couldn't say when each person went in the transfer portal, when they went out compared to that deadline of when JJ left, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm hearing and reading is the main reason we didn't get a serviceable guy.
I don't think JJ's that type of player. That's what I'm going to push back on now. I think JJ is enough of a Michigan man to where if y'all, I think this was, again, coaching malpractice. Like, they didn't do their job. That's what I'm going to put it. I ain't going to put it on the kid. I'm going to put it on these grown men. Y'all should have had y'all agenda book. Y'all should have knew when he was going. Y'all should have knew all this stuff. It's planning is your job, essentially. So
yeah, you got to go to JJ and be like, bruh, you're going to have to tell me now.
Y'all act like y'all got his number.
Yeah.
And then I would have just erred on the side of he just won a national championship. His stock's not going to go any higher. He's going now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure he probably knew that. But if you're a player, you ain't hearing that transferring in. You ain't going to be like, oh, bet he's leaving. Okay. When was that being announced? Because I ain't seen nothing.
They lied to me about our cover wasn't bare. So lied to the kid. Tell him, come on over here.
Yeah, he's leaving. He's going.
Yeah, he's gone.
Right. Yeah, you got to finagle something.
We're just keeping it in-house.
Yeah. So
I got 300,000 that he leave.
two.
A big that again, train to that point. A big enough bag, I'll wait a year to learn behind somebody. And that's just my point of view, though. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
all the
yeah, I mean,
alumni we got,
we don't
there's
cash out.
no bigger brand than the Michigan brand. Well, I'm not no bigger, but you know what I'm saying? We're one of those elite brands in the sport. Like
Barstool, CEO
you get
Portnoy got 3
500,000 to
million
wait
for you.
behind JJ for a year, and you know it's gonna be a year. Like he's done after that.
Yeah.
He gotta go.
That's what I was going to bring up, Ken, when Brandon was talking about the money. So obviously Portnoy, he's putting up this. He says he's putting up worth $3 million. So this kid that's in our backyard, that's going to LSU, #1 quarterback in the country. I don't see how, if this is true. Now I don't know what LSU is kicking out, but like you said, B, it should be an arms race at this point.
Right.
Hey, they offer me 4. They offer
We
me
got
5.
money too.
I can lose to that. I can lose to that. Like, oh, they offered him 5. We wasn't going over 4. All right, that's cool. At least we're in the picture. You know what I'm saying? But to not be offering anything.
Hey, and then on top of that, if not Bryce Underwood, the second, you know what I'm saying, third, fourth, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hey, we still got this money. He didn't take it, so we got this.
I don't know how we get to this point to where
Yeah.
we've had 3 quarterbacks play and we only had 690 yards passing.
We looking like 08 Rich Rod.
Yeah, facts. So, well, no, Rich Rod was putting up buckets. We didn't have no defense with Rich Rod. We beat Illinois 67-65.
We were trying to just outscore. Our offense was our defense.
Right. Anyways, I want to go back to this QB thing though. So the question is, now Tuttle did come in. He looked pretty good. Like, and I think B, I know you mentioned it too in the past. Like, hey, we were banking on Tuttle being the guy, right? At probably in the off season, until he got hurt or whatever it was. So my question now is though, could we? We're not blaming Toto for the game, but are we? One, I'm expecting. I think they did mention that he's going to be starting now. Sharon made some comment around. We expect him to be the guy or something like that, which he said yesterday, the day before. But are we getting just another glimpse of Davis Warren on the field without the? Well, he threw a pick, but just like if Warren would have came in and did that, we would have been like, oh yeah, where was he at? It's just like we know he has a history of picks. So now Tuttle came in. Yes, he did look good. He brought us back a couple of drives, but he did fumble. His arm don't look that strong. He's semi-fast. Like, so are we just that bad at quarterback that we see a half decent quarterback play and we think that we finally caught something? Or is he actually good? Is he Davis Warren in another version of him? I don't know where I'm at with Tuttle, man. I mean, I definitely want him in over Orgy and Warren just because there is a bit of uncertainty. It could be something, but I'm not at all sold on him by any stretch. So, B, where you at with that? Because I know when we were texting during the game, you were like, that arm reminds me of,
when he threw that joint that popped out. Yeah, dog. And I'm thinking that might have something to do with his elbow, the injury that he sustained. But I've landed on he was going to be the starter going into the season, and then he got hurt, and then we start scrambling. Like you said, Warren can't stop turning over the rock, and Orgy just can't produce anything. Like, I mean, it's 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Like, so you don't want to be in this situation, and I'm not sold, but by default, I'm sold, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's a terrible situation to be in. I don't think JJ would have put us in this situation, not announcing. I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna use this word a lot. Coaching malpractice. Somebody fumbled the ball, and when you say somebody, it all ends up on Sharon's shoulders because he's the head coach.
Yeah. So go ahead, Keenan. Where are you at with Toto? I'll come back to that.
I mean, yeah, Bowie made a good point. You're 25 years old, your 7th season. You could take some of that blame, especially with the noodle arm interception you threw. The fumble, it was just like, oh man, like, geez, like, bro, like, protect the ball. But there were people open when he did fumble. So it's his first game. And if he is, I think he was named the starter. So I'm gonna give him a little half a pass, you know what I mean? Like, but it's put up or shut up. And also, but we made another good point. That's a great word for it, coaching malpractice, because the evaluation process of picking a quarterback, and on top of that, not having one when we're supposed to have one, either through transfer portal or through recruiting. It's just like we didn't. I guess the pinnacle was reaching a championship, and then after that, like we supposed to come back like Alabama. Like I thought we was thinking dynasty type things. Like can we repeat? Can we get back to the playoffs? You know what I'm saying? 1 loss, 2 loss. Like I had high hopes, and it ain't on both sides of the ball. It's not coming together
So,
for it. So
so I guess maybe a silver lining. Hear me out. As bad as this quarterback play has been this year, I think at this point we shouldn't have a question moving forward whether we're going to have a good quarterback. It's like, damn, we tried to just go traditional route, mold guys. It's like, Sharon, this, you know what I'm saying? This your job on the line, bro. So I think at this point now they're like, hey, come hell or high water, we're gonna have 3 quarterbacks back there,
Right.
all who are beyond serviceable. You know what I mean? And if one transfer, so be it. But we ain't gonna be stuck out here, with our pants down like we look now. Stupid. So if we gotta bite that bullet 1 year for that, never that ever happen again, then hey, it is what it is. I don't know, even after you had mentioned Keenan, our defense, how it looks like. I don't know, even with we probably would have won. We probably would have lost to Texas anyway with a better back, but we would beat Washington. But we probably. My point is, we ain't the same team as last year. I don't know if we would have won it anyway with a good quarterback this year. So
right.
like, there was a year to kind of like,
We had some special players last year.
yeah.
I'm this year. I'm not seeing. I mean, again, it's early, but maybe Will Johnson. I mean, Will Johnson, of course, but other than that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything
Mason
special.
Graham.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Josiah Stewart, he be
it's all on the defensive side.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
for
last
sure,
year
yeah.
we had special players on defense, offense, everywhere. You know what I
and
mean?
we're about to
So
waste it. We're about to waste a year with 2 like they could start on the NFL team defensive tackles, a top first pick, you know what I'm saying? First
that's
round
kind of the
quarterback.
sad part about
And
it,
we
King.
wasting it on like with no like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the sad. Yeah, you're right.
And I was texting with brother Mike, and he said, if I was, he said what we said about a month ago, B. If I was Mason Graham and Will Johnson, he said I might opt out. I said they ain't gonna opt out, but they's gonna pull their hammies. They gonna have
Hey,
hammies.
man.
Hey, soft tissue injuries.
Who did that? Somebody
You never can predict the recovery on a soft tissue injury. I mean,
who took a year off and just was it Maurice Claret took a year off and just like trained? He's like, all right, I'm done.
Oh, well, they
yeah,
screwed
because
Remember,
he
they
didn't get
told him he
drafted.
could go pro, and then they
Right,
reneged.
right. Now, I'm gonna just go train. He's just gonna go train. Oh, back to Tuttle. I didn't mention, and I should have. To King's point, they did put him in with his back against the wall.
Yeah.
So, and to your point, Train, I kind of want to see him in the starting role before I sit up there and just be like, oh, he can't play.
Now 14-0.
Yeah, like that. I mean, that's tough, dog. Like that's a tough situation to be put in.
Coming off injury
some
and you
more
ain't played
coaching
all year.
malpractice. Like
Coaching
you
malpractice.
can't do that to him, dog.
Yeah, man. I just think Sharon in the back of his head was like, man, if I start him and then we lose, oh, it's gonna be hell here. And why didn't you just play Orgy, the guy who was getting you wins? You put another guy in there, unsure. It's just like, nah. Hey, answer the question. Stand
I
up there.
made a
And
decision, fool. Get off my
yeah, I made
back,
the
Jack.
decision. I thought all week he played better at practice. Thought we were gonna need a downfield passing game to win this one. Let it ride like that, bro.
Kiss my eyes. So
Train, you sound more like a head coach than he does. Like that's a perfect answer. Like why? I can't get mad at that. If you sit up there and tell me that you saw something different, then I said I ain't at practice. I saw something different all week, and I went with him because, like you said, we need a downfield passing game.
At the end of the day, I'm the head coach or whatever that honorary name is of the University of Michigan football team, and you're a reporter. I made a decision. you gonna do, fam?
All right, all right. I do want to talk this defense because it has fallen off. Giving up big play after big play. I think I see we're like the lower 5%. I think it was.
What you looking for? We're
It
18th
said
in sacks.
no.
Nope.
Explosive plays given up. We're like one of the worst teams in the country.
I
Yeah,
probably.
I think we're one of the worst teams in the country in plays of over 10 yards or more against us. So that is not a good stat. That's an NCAA 25 football game stat. When you play and it's like, man, this dude just went 70 yards. The next play 50. It's like, is it really big plays every play in real football? Apparently on us it is. Wink, I still don't feel like he has a good feel for his blitzes. He's just like, I don't know, man. It's just like maybe we just ain't getting home, but maybe everything would look much better on his blitzes if we got home more clean. But it just seems like every time we blitz, somebody's wide the hell open.
Somebody getting burnt or
Somebody getting
slipping.
burnt.
A lot of people slip. Like, what's up with y'all feet, man? Like, you got your hips over your, not over your feet. You know what I'm saying? Out of line, and I don't know, bro.
Yeah, so I'm not. I don't know about Wink, man. I'm not liking the defense. After having his best play of his career, Jair Hill, back to getting barbecue chicken because remember he had that pick the week before that where he turned and
Yeah,
caught it all like
1 foot in.
that was a nice play. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is gonna get his confidence. Nope. That just shows me that was a one-off good play you made. This is really who you are over here.
Kind of fell into that play. Like,
Yeah, he turned around right on time, didn't he?
like,
Yeah, that was like the Sandlot. He just turned and was like, Doom.
go out smalls, I'll hit it right into your glove.
Yeah.
Facts.
Page
Exactly.
ain't looking too hot. Page ain't looking like last year.
Why y'all skimming over this man's name? I want to hear it.
Oh, your guy?
Zeke Berry is a liability,
Oh,
dog.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yo, you can't be out on the field, bro.
He's more of a run
Tackle.
support.
And that's what I was getting. I heard your point, Train, about like he don't know when to call a blitz or man to man. You can't put Berry in man to man ever. He cannot be in man to man, dog.
He need to be a blitzer.
I mean, the plays he was making are missing were bad. Like, he whiffed on a tackle. I think it was in like the third quarter. I was like,
yeah,
bro,
open field type stuff.
They were targeting him.
At least grab an ankle or something.
Like
he
a
was
red
nowhere
flag.
in the vicinity.
Hey, it's only 15 in college. You ain't gonna get, you know what I'm saying?
That man is a liability, dog.
And think how important that position was for us last year with Sanders still. It's like
he was one of the special players I was talking about. He was
Michigan. He a legend, man. He goes down to Michigan lore. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, he does.
Bruh, I think it's Wink's hubris, dog. I think he thinks he's so good that he can make it whatever he gets, he can make it happen. And I'm seeing that with the people he got on the field. Like, no, dog, you actually got to evaluate your players, bro, and get people out there for your scheme because it ain't just you can throw anybody out there. Just from hearing them speak.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, like, okay, who's backing up Barry? You know what I'm saying? Because like McBurrows, they say he got hurt, he's gonna be out, and I'm just like, I don't even know. It's just like
Cody Jones is what's on my depth chart. I don't know who that is.
Hillman looked good last time he came out.
He a junior. I mean,
I know.
But Barry's a junior.
So these dudes that's been around. So
I remember I said it the first podcast. We like everybody's grown on our team. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like that's what's so surprising about this. It's like, okay, you didn't get the actual game minutes, but you've been practicing.
And you've been around winners and learned from.
You've seen how it's done.
You play behind Sanders still. You should have seen exactly how that was executed.
Because you were watching those film studies when he was everywhere.
Yeah.
Do that. You'll win.
Yeah, man. So I don't know, man. Wink, he's losing. I'm losing a lot of confidence in what he's got going on. Josiah Stewart, he came back. He's a dog.
Yeah,
he is.
He's actually top in the nations for sacks he's getting his averages. He's getting a sack a game.
Yeah. He's looking good, man. I mean, I seen Mason Graham. He was still moving people around out there, no problem. Just like we got a lot of good players on defense, man. It makes you wonder, like, how are we giving up such big plays like that? It's like I understand we replaced some pieces, but like you said, a lot of guys back, and the guys that are new starters, they've been around, so it don't really make sense. That's why you gotta almost point to Wink and be like, "What the hell you doing, bro?"
Yeah. Or they again his hubris? They ain't vibing with him, like,
Bruh, when they blitz, I like hold my breath when there's like you see all them dudes when this ball snapped, you see everybody shoot in. I'm like, who's about to be butt naked?
this might go the distance.
In-game adjustments, because if you blitzing and you got Zeke Berry out there and he can't cover like that, we need to get a cover corner because we got Hillman. I mean,
let them come in for that
for
specific
that series, yeah.
Right.
We don't got Sanders still no more. We can't have him on cover and run support. We don't have a every down nickelback right now.
Right.
Obviously, because
Good point.
they keep targeting the same people, bro. Like,
yeah,
somebody figured it out.
I like what you just
20.
said, King. Every down nickelback, because Zeke Berry's good in the run. I think I'll let y'all.
His early, like, he got that pick, the first play of the game. Like, he's been involved early in the game. Like,
remember he stripped Buddy
close to the line, close, you know what I'm saying, in that area. But out in space, the film is out there. He getting torched.
Sounds like a linebacker, not a nickel corner.
Right, exactly. It do. I feel like, I don't know, man. The run game, it started out pretty good, but like Mullins, this is his first game. He didn't really. I know Donovan broke a long one. He can get off versus Washington for some reason, but it just felt like it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it gets later, it was like you felt like we were just gonna start just wearing them down like we always do. So the line, man, the line still is like they'll be good and they'll be bad. And I guess we just spoiled, man. We just used to our line for so many years in a row, just being so dominant that when it's like, damn, we ain't getting that push. I don't know. So your boy Mullins, he kind of, I ain't gonna say he let us down, but he still runs hard. It's just, I don't know what you think about the run game.
Well, when the other team knows you absolutely can't go downfield, that'll make anybody's day tough. Again, another reason why I'm like, why even start Orgy? Because nobody's going to be threatened by him. So what you saying by you thought we were going to be able to wear him down? When you can just tee off on somebody, I don't think that makes you tired. I think that makes you more hype. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we know they're not going downfield. We just tee off them in the first or second quarter. And then by the third quarter, like, you're still energized because it's like you ain't had to chase nobody down. You ain't had to do really anything other than just attack that spot. So I feel like that gave Washington a chance to keep that motor. Because it was just
a quarter and a half straight. They could tee off for a quarter and a half straight.
Right. So it's just like, all right, but that to the run game thing, yo, I'm done with the Don. I'm gonna start calling him the Dun. Like, hey, bro, he slipped on that. That was a touchdown, bro, and that could have changed the game, man. I'm gonna need you to get your stuff together. But no, I'm not gonna need you to get your stuff together. Put Mullins in there, treat him like Thomas, let him run up the gut, give him the carry, and then you see that box stack Tuttle play action pass. Because right now our offense is just sputtering along, and I feel like that will protect Tuttle, and it would lower the games. We playing a bunch of teams that came over from the, I don't want to show how much I don't pay attention. The Pack, they need to score. So if the game is short, we can win 10-7. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why we gotta try to keep pace with these teams and we don't got the offense built like that.
Keen, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because we talking we were talking running backs. I want to talk wide receivers now because it's like a big,
thank you.
It's a big
or lack thereof.
Yeah, exactly. Or lack thereof. So my question though is it our receivers are that bad? I'm not stuck on that. We don't have any good receivers, man. Like I really think if we had a solid quarterback, I mean, could they be better? Yes. Do I think they're as bad as the slander they're getting? No. But where you at with that? Because it's a lot of people saying like, yeah, we ain't got no quarterback, but ain't nobody getting open either. I'm like,
I
I have to
mean,
see that. It's kind of hard to tell on TV unless you got like the end zone shots, who's really like
yeah,
open like that every play.
right.
But I feel like again, if you got time back there and a serviceable quarterback, you're gonna
You're
make
gonna
the
find
read.
somebody
Somebody can
open,
be
yeah.
open. Yeah, that's
And
where I'm
and
at.
even with that Tuttle's surprisingly mobile, you know what I'm saying, ability, like that even buys you time to, you know what I'm saying, if a play broken down or whatever. But our all our plays are like close to the line of scrimmage. The pass plays, like in that game, like think of one play, a Walker, my breakout player of the game, caught that. I think it was like 20
Finally made a
yards.
catch.
20
22
yards. It was
yards,
a
baby.
20
22
yards,
yards.
and think of any other play that was past that. You know what I'm saying? Like all our is like dink and dunk. It's like, and like you said,
Drag and pitches.
if we had a serviceable quarterback, like I said, I'm gonna give Tuttle I'm gonna give him his grace. You know what I mean? But see what we do when we come back next week. But I mean, our play calling, bro, like it doesn't give anything to be hopeful about.
I was wondering, like, was it the? I'm like, "Hey, okay, is our OC terrible?" Because everybody's like, our OC sucks when Orgy's out there, and I'm like, I never was really fully on board with that, just because you're limited as a coach. This
Yeah.
dude can't throw. What you want me to
Yeah.
call?
Yeah.
So then when Tuttle came in, it started looking like, oh dang, did he scheme up some new plays that quick, or is it just we got a quarterback now? So I ain't even fully on board, but with the OC being garbage, I just feel like with your hands tied, anybody would be tough to.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're gonna see. You know what
we'll
I'm
see
saying when we
now.
come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll
And
see.
we got to stop force feeding Loveland, dog. Like as much as I like him as a receiver, we got
He
to
can get open.
to the offensive to the OC. You got to Kirk Campbell. You got to find a different way to get somebody the ball because now they just know we going to Loveland. Out of
Yeah,
our 690 passing yards, he got 261 of them. Like it's an imbalance. Like
He has 6 receptions. The next person had 2, and that was Donovan Edwards. And then Marion Walker
got to get
had
the ball
1
to
for
somebody
22.
else. And to me, I'm gonna say, all right, Kirk Campbell, that's where you can be better. And that's where you got to go to Sharon and say, look here, this guy can't throw. I need somebody in there that can throw the football.
you got me catching undesired hate over here
Right.
for something out of my or misplaced hate.
Unsolicited. Like I didn't
Coaching
want this.
malpractice, man. Something's going on over there.
Yeah. So listen to this. All right, King, you think Mason Graham going first round?
Do I think he's going first round? Mason Grant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I like he's going
B,
first round.
is Will Johnson going first round?
Yeah.
Kenneth Grant, possibly, probably.
Yeah.
Good goal. Yeah.
That's
Late
3.
first, yeah.
All right. And then if you want to say, B, you just said he's on pace for
Stewart.
a sack a game, right?
Do it. Yeah. No,
That means
he's got a sack again. That's
yeah,
his average.
right. He's on pace. So that would leave him this season with 12 sacks, right?
And he missed the game.
Those are first and miss a game. Those are first round stats. So my question is, when was the last time a team has had 4 first rounders and not been like Georgia did it? We did, I don't think we have 4, but Georgia did it. I think Ohio State did it one year, a couple years. And it's like, if you look at every one of those teams' success, they're much better than where we are right now. So it is. I have to go look that up. That's just me talking out loud.
Coaching malpractice.
They had their cupboards are filled over there too. You know what I'm saying? Georgia, those teams you talk about, their cupboards, their backups are, you know what I'm saying, 3-4 stars, and I guess ours
you just
don't
uncovered it. Coaching malpractice.
I don't know. Like I said, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Somebody else has had that many. If we have 4 first rounders and say we end the season 8-4, like when was the last time a team that had 4 first rounder ended with a record so bad, you know.
We're making the wrong part of history because I don't think that's happened a lot. I mean,
yeah, I feel like we would know that.
What's that smell?
I
Yeah,
didn't
so
even think of that because you got to think of the teams that would be in that position. Alabama, when they had 4 first rounders, they were straight. Clemson, you would think would have some.
yeah,
Who do you have?
Georgia.
You mentioned Ohio State. You know what I'm
Georgia.
saying? It's going to be those elite squads. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And when was the last time you can remember them having 4 losses on their record? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It ain't over, man.
Hey, we keep talking. We're gonna figure it out slowly.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Gonna get to the bottom of it. Yeah. Y'all know this. We come here for therapy, counseling sessions per se.
Goodness gracious.
So we got
it just my confidence is that they're not giving me any confidence in them. I mean, I don't know where it's gonna come from. If I'm being a straight up Michigan fan, like I know we all are, I don't know where the spark is gonna come from.
So now we're 4-2, right? So halfway through the season, essentially, regular season. We got a bye week this week, right?
Good.
Yep. We're gonna buy. We
Hopefully,
gonna buy. We
hopefully
limp to
that'll
4-2 train. We limping to 4-2.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get a whole extra week to get Tuttle straight out there full time. First team reps.
That's what I'm thinking on.
All healed up. I don't want to hear no elbow. Oh, he can. Nah.
Yeah.
Illinois is ranked number 23, so it's a test right off the bye week if they keep pace.
We got Illinois.
That's crazy.
Let me tell you why I'm pissed though, bro, because I felt like that Washington game that we lost was really huge as far as like a bad thing for us, because there was still a chance had we lost to Texas, Oregon, and Ohio State with them 3 losses, as long as we beat everybody else, we could get in because, probably at this point, all 3 of them would be probably in the top 7, 8. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, we lost to 1, 4, and 8 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that game versus Washington, though, is like, it puts it where you pretty much now can't lose to all of them games. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Almost you can't lose none of them, really. Like you could lose one more, but that Washington is, unless they end up
unless they
running the table type stuff, which I doubt that's gonna happen. But
we should have won.
That was why it was such a big game. If we would have went that, we would have been 4 or 5-1. Bye week, total coming in. And then if we would, like I said, if we would have lost some other 2, Oregon, Ohio State, okay, y'all 9-3, y'all lost it all 3, y'all good. We still could have got in there, but now we can't have 3 losses and one of them be Washington, unless Washington.
We gotta beat Oregon. That's only
Ohio State.
Basically, you're saying we gotta win one of those 2 games now.
I don't even know. That's just a bad loss on the record at this point. How it looks, you know what I'm saying? Even though Washington, I will say, I don't think they were as bad as they looked. Their record looked going into the game, even that week before Rutgers when they lost to Rutgers. No, if you looked at the stats, they outgained Rutgers by like 300 yards. It was like fumbling, and they missed like 3 field goals. It was almost like they were shooting themselves in the foot versus Rutgers. You know what I'm saying?
They was looking ahead.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I think Washington might end up being better than what we think they might end up.
Maybe 8 wins, maybe.
Yeah, I think they probably might finish strong. Will Rogers, he ain't a bad quarterback, man. Like he decent out there. He come from, was that old Mississippi State or wherever? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Mississippi State,
yeah. He was throwing it all around the field. He used to just sit
300
back.
yards passing. Shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he decent. So we'll see how they turn out, but we have to let it all unfold. But right now, I felt like we was in great position had we won that. Even if we dropped those other 2 down the road, like we still straight. Now I ain't so sure. So, anyways, let's get into socials. What we working with, B? IG.
Michigan fans is angry. I mean, again, it's a lot of shots being fired at Kirk and Wink. I mean, and Sharon, but that's been happening. The thing I'm seeing though is the hate for Kirk and Wink has ratcheted up a
It
whole
went
bunch.
from complaining to anger.
Right, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good way to say it. So I don't know, man. On the X again, I put the shield away for a week, but it's back out. Just trying to block some of the hate. Because I mean, Michigan fans, we tend to get like this, dog. Like some things I don't like to see us do is like we complain, but it also sounds like you jumping ship. Like you can be realistic, but at the same time, support the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like we talk all this, but we true blue to the heart. So follow us on X, man, the Michigan Man Cave podcast. But change up the energy a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Y'all sound like some suckers.
King.
At the Michigan Man Cave podcast on IG. Yeah, I mean, same sentiment, you know what I mean? Just I mean, we call for natty, you know what I mean? Like at least we could bank off that for the next year, you know what I'm saying? So keep your chin up, you know what I'm saying? The season's long. We got a half of the season to go. So follow us on at the Michigan Man Cave podcast on IG.
All right. Last thing, because we didn't meet last week. So what was them scores looking like, man? I feel like my score predictions always be right until the very end and some goofy stuff happened. Like I almost had that Minnesota score, not the perfect score, but the amount of we were gonna win by perfect.
And then that's how I felt last year, man.
And then we started tricking off that Minnesota game late, like none other, like nobody's business. And that's the one we didn't really get back on in deep.
Taylor got that call from Vegas, like, hey, baby.
Man, it be seeming like that, dog. Like
onside kicked us.
Hey, you're old enough to know. You're 25. You can make a.
I don't want to go there, but I be feeling like even
felt like another
NFL, man, I be feeling like people be getting calls on them sidelines, bro.
Think about it. USC, we all agree that was a slot bucket.
Bucks.
And then at the end of that Minnesota game, you know, they say, "Oh, he hit the guy." I mean, literally like he hit the dude on that onside kick, but the offsides part was kind of sketchy, right? Like, that's kind of calling it tight. So it's like, to me, we got away, dodged another bullet. So we were bound to get caught once up in Washington.
Slipping.
Yeah. How many times can you dodge death? So anyways, King, talk to me. What was them score? What did we have?
I got my pad. Brett Bowie got him right there.
We had them scores, B, from that Minnesota predictions.
That was week 5, right?
Yeah.
Train, you had 20-7. King, you had 20-10, and I had 28-9.
Oh, so
it was 27-17.
So King got it then. He was 10 points, right?
7. Yep. 20-17. Oh no, but we lost because he picked Michigan. We all picked Michigan.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah, it's points. Hey, hold on.
Never mind.
He's trying to move the goalposts. He's trying to move the goalposts literally.
Yeah, we all did. He was closest, so we only won by 3.
Y'all go ahead and handle all that peasantry work. You know what I'm saying?
So I lost. Basically.
I got second. Yeah.
Just always find a way to hand me a loss.
Yeah, hey, it's beneath me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I ain't got to be in first. I just don't want to be in last. They say you ain't got to be the fastest gazelle. You just can't be the slowest.
Right, that's it. I just don't want to be last.
Yeah. All right. Well then, we'll get this sent on over to you, brother.
Dang, no predictions this week. Big game. I mean, it ain't a big game. I don't care about it really, but I'm gonna watch it. The Ohio State and Oregon play this week.
Oh yeah, I'll be all over that.
Yeah, that one's that I would like to see with that.
I'm gonna send my scouting report to. We should send a scouting report to Sharon in his inbox.
I actually just want to see where they're at because Ohio State really ain't played nobody. I haven't seen Oregon play. I want to see where they at.
His quarterback, Gabriel, looked shaky last week.
The tops in the nation. I want to see.
Hey, did y'all see Stallions? What he said about Ohio State?
What he said?
When he said they basically, you know how everybody's like Ryan Day, the one who was down there hating and snitching on us and stuff, but he said he was on Bussing with the Boys Taylor Lewan, his little podcast. They be on that bus doing that podcast. Anyways, he said that remember the year where Kenneth Walker ran all over us crazy and we lost at Michigan State.
Yep.
And so he was like, towards the end of that year, we needed Michigan State to beat Ohio State or whatever, or Ohio State to make sure they beat Michigan State. So he was like, man, again, this stuff runs rampant in the college football circle. So he was like, it's a friend of a friend says, hey, essentially, like, what, you got anything on them? And he was like, I made sure to say it didn't come from Michigan because they probably wouldn't have trusted the intel. Like, oh, we ain't taking no advice from the op. Y'all trying to set us up type of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
He said we scraped everything off, any identifying stuff. So they thought it came from like whoever, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that unspoken world. But he was like, they 100% got my intel before that game. He was like, we did it for our own benefit.
Yeah.
Right.
So, it would help us get into the playoffs. But again, they say about those that live in glass houses, man.
Right, man.
Don't
Everybody
throw stones
doing
if you live in a glass house.
hating, bruh.
So, anyways, I hope
Nice little nugget right there.
it's a little something I read the other day. That I'm gonna go watch that podcast too. Anyways, I hope Oregon wins just because.
Oh, all day long. I'm a
They some
Oregon fan
hypocrites.
this weekend. 100%.
Yeah, man. These are facts. Anyways, that's it, man. We ain't got nothing else for the greater good. Killer Kale, get us up out of here. We'll see y'all
Go
next
Blue.
week. Bye week this week. Get better, man. Get in the lab. Do what y'all gotta do.
Extend them cleats. I'm seeing too many slippies out there.
I need to get some
Hey.
3/4 detachables or something.
Come on, man.
We'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Hey.
Go blue.